Aging hair. How aging affects our hair and what we can do about it. Hey guys, welcome back. What's up, subs? And what's crack-a-lackin' noobs? And just in case you don't know what a noob is, honey, don't you worry, I'm about to tell you. A noob is short for newbie, and a newbie is anybody. I mean anybody. Checking me out, maybe for the first time, maybe for the second, third, or fourth, or fifth. Honey, we don't count those numbers around here. We really don't. I just want all of my subs and all of my noobs to gather around and come on in. Okay, so for today we're going to just touch on a little subject right real quick. And that is about aging hair. We all know that as you get older and get a little bit more patina, things change. You know, your body starts to look a little different, just a little different, including your hair. And I'm not just talking about gray and silver hairs. What we like to lovingly call around here storm highlights, which is the loss of melanocytes or melanin in your hair. So we already know about that. But our hair can change in other ways as well. Thinness, loss of density, loss of elasticity, dryness. Our hair can appear and feel more coarse. All these things are due to, of course, changes in our body, especially for women and menopause and the shifts in hormones. So yeah, with age, your hair can be affected in a lot of ways. But there are some things that we can do about it. And I wanted to go over maybe just a few that we can do to address our aging hair. We're going to jump right into it and talk about 5 different things. We're just going to touch on 5 different things. So number 1, very important, and it probably goes without saying. We need to check our health. We need to check our health and make sure that we are getting all the vitamins, all the minerals, all the fatty acids that we need to maintain the health of our hair. Again, as we get older, a lot of these things are depleted. A lot of these things we do not absorb as well as we used to. So it's very important to check with your doctor and to get your levels checked. We already know about iron and anemia. You guys know that I know this firsthand as far as anemia, being that I had a bout with that. I had to go through this whole regimen of trying to get my hair back up to spec. But anemia, or the lack of iron, can really wreak havoc on your hair, including having it thin out and fall out. So there's hair loss that can be associated with that, but not just with iron, also with vitamin D. We focus a lot in on the iron, but a lot of us don't realize that it could be something else like vitamin D. Vitamin D is very important, and we naturally get it from the sun exposure. But those who have more melanin in their skin have a sort of built-in sunscreen. So we do not absorb vitamin D from the sun as readily as those who do not have as much melanin in their skin. That's not to say that, you know, don't use sunscreen, okay? Everybody should use sunscreen if you're in the sun and being exposed and yada, yada, yada. But what I'm saying is that it's so important to really check in with a professional so that we know what we're lacking in, instead of playing a guessing game, which you really don't want to do. You really want to get the official word from a professional as far as where you are lacking and where you need to come up. So again, it's best to check with your doctors, with your professionals, to give you the lowdown of what's going on. And then you can sort of build your regimen so that you are getting everything that you need to sprout healthy hair. So go to the doctor, make sure everything is clicking and ticking the way it should be, and make sure that your levels are A-okay before you add any type of iron supplement or anything else to your diet. Because having too much of these things can also be as harmful as not having enough. So your health is number 1. Okay, and this includes managing stress as well. I know Pookie and them, they can stress you out, okay? A lot of people can stress you out and things can stress you out. So a lot of these stressors, although we may have it and we may not be able to get rid of it right away, it's a thing of managing it, managing your stress levels, making sure that you're getting enough sleep. And with regard to your hair, you know, it's amazing what the right haircut and hairstyle can do for you. Not every hairstyle is for everybody. And especially as you're getting older, most of us are looking more for volume and things that make our hair look thicker, shinier, and healthier. But with that being said, you may want to change up your haircut. We're talking about hairstyles and haircuts that not only can add, you know, a little va-va-voom to your do, but may also make you appear to look a little bit younger. Yes, yes, yes. Sometimes you can get into a rut and you're just used to wearing what you've always worn before, whether it be clothes or makeup or whatever. And that's even including our hairstyles. Sometimes we can get stuck in the same hairstyle that we wore when we was 18, and now that we're not 18, we think that it's still working for us in the same way, when really it's not. And it's okay to embrace change. I know it's a little harder sometimes, and I'm guilty of this too. But change can really bring about a fresh perspective and have you look at yourself in a different light and accept a lot of the changes that are happening with you, including your hair, instead of fighting everything, instead of fighting against it. Because depending on the hairstyle, your hair can look thinner or thicker, as well as make you a little bit younger or make you a little bit older. But it's all about knowing and recognizing what is working for you and what isn't. So with that being said, we may want to upgrade our hairstyle and haircut, including the products that we use on our hair. As we get older and our hair gets a little bit thinner, again, even the diameter of our strands get a little bit more narrow. Our hair can not only be thinner, but it can be more prone to breakage, which can affect the volume or lack thereof of your hair. So in addition to that, we don't want anything heavy weighing down our hair at this point. You guys know that I love serums. Other people use light oils. Even a little bit of coconut oil on your scalp can definitely help, not only with the shine and your scalp's health, but also to not weigh it down. We want lighter and airier and not heavy and weighed down. So we want to look into products that are definitely going to help with that, including volumizing shampoos. You know, we've talked about that before. That can add a little burst to your strands. Moisturizing shampoos, making sure that your scalp is stimulated and increase the blood flow to your scalp, because that's definitely going to help with the growth of your hair. And also we want to be careful of the tools that we are using. As I said earlier, you know, you may not be able to tolerate a lot of the tugging and the pulling and the teasing and the brushing that you used to do. You may be noticing a lot more hair in the brushes and combs that you use, so you may want to switch that up. And treat your hair a little bit more delicately. We all know that you want to avoid tight hairstyles. We don't need anything pulling on our scalps, as well as our newly delicate, fine hair. No matter what age, we don't want to use a whole bunch of heat on our hair. We just don't want to do it. Our hair is becoming, again, a lot less tolerant of certain things, and heat is included. So we really want to recognize where our hair is right now and then make the changes to our hair regimen to maintain and improve not only the texture, but also the health of our hair as we get older. I know a lot of us, as we get older, you know, color comes into the conversation, which is okay. You know, I use a rinse and I love it. So for delicate, seasoned strands, we really want to ditch the dye. Yes. Anything harsh and anything that is drying, we really don't want to keep that around, because as we already know, that along with the changes in our body, especially due to menopause and other things, this can lead to dryness, dry skin, including your scalp and hair. So hair gets a little bit more coarser. Your scalp may get a little bit more flakier. So we really want to stay away from things that will really strip our hair of its moisture. And that includes a lot of these harsh dyes. We did a little video not too long, well, it was a while ago, but we talked about henna. And henna can be pretty harsh, and you definitely want to be careful what type of henna you want to use, because there's some that have more metallics than others, and the color that you get from henna is not always predictable. Okay, for some, it turns out a little bit redder than usual. So you really want to be careful with that. But overall, you want to be careful with the dyes. A lot of us, we're not into the salt and pepper look. That's just not your thing yet. And I understand that. I get it. But at the same time, you don't want to do more harm than good when it comes to the whole color thing. So do your research. Just be careful with the use of dyes in your hair. Semi-permanent is usually a little bit better way to go, because it's the safer and less harsh of, you know, the whole class of dyes. But speaking of color, usually if you go a little deeper, a little darker, the right color can give the effect of fullness in your hair. And on top of that, semi-permanents, a lot of them have a built-in gloss factor anyway. So not only are you getting the color, but you're also getting the shine that can combat the dryness and dullness that aging hair can have. And if you don't even want to be bothered with the color, honey, they have clear glosses that can just address the shine or the lack thereof that you may be experiencing in your aging hair. And the last tip that I want to drop on you is this. Know and accept that your hair is not perfect. My hair's not perfect. Your hair is not meant to be perfect. There's going to be changes. There's going to be things that you may or may not like that may sort of, you know, have you wondering and questioning. And we know that hair is a huge part of our identity. It really is. You know, as much as we say, oh, you know, you just cut it and this and that, it'll grow back. It is a huge part of your identity. When you look good, you feel good. And part of looking good is from head to toe, and especially on your head. Taking care of your hair is very important to your overall wellness, not just your looks and aesthetics, but your overall wellness. So with that being said, be easy on yourself. Give yourself grace. A lot of us, we put too much pressure on our hair being perfect and perfectly styled and has to be this and that. And, you know, now we're very seasoned with the salt and the pepper, and we don't want that type of seasoning on our head and yada, yada, yada. Take a breath. It's okay. It is a part of getting older, and getting older is definitely a blessing in this time, day, and age. It really is. You have reached a certain peak in your life that a lot of people haven't. You have lived and survived certain things. You have gained a lot of knowledge, and it is showing up in all types of ways as far as in your body and including your hair. So embrace what you have, enhance what you can, and redefine what hair beauty, or beauty overall, but redefine what hair beauty means to you, what it looks like, what it feels like, okay? Because getting older does not mean this is the end. Everything's kaput. No, 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 no. This is the beginning of the next chapter. This is the beginning of something exciting and new. So rediscovering your hair at this new point is part of the newness of getting older and aging. So let's make that paradigm shift as far as how we look at ourselves and look at our bodies, including our hair, nitpicking and this and that. No, those days are over. There's so many things that you can do, healthy things, healthful things that can really add to the beauty and health of your aging hair. Like I said, hairstyles and haircuts, that's part of it, but it's really what's going on the inside. You got to take care of yourself on the inside so that it blooms and shows up on the outside. How you perceive your new beauty to be, because all of it is beautiful. Embrace the change and make it work for you. We need to take care of our health, including our strands. And these are just some of the things, five quick little things that we can do to help our aging hair. So now that we talked about that, it's time for us to go. What do you think? I think it is. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get up out of here. So with that being said, that wasn't too bad, right? We were in and out okay. I want to thank you so much for dialing in and showing up. I really do appreciate it. I really do. I really do. And yeah, we'll be back talking about some more stuff. Honey, I need y'all to come on back in here because we have some more stuff to talk about. So you got to come back for that. So you already know it's going to be the same Dolce dial. It's going to be the same Dolce channel. Woo! So you come on back. All right.